Hello, sports friends. Welcome back to Cameron Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Lindsay. Before we get started today's show, I want to have a few announcements that I want to make. That first off, that we are currently at 95 subscribers, and I say that because my goal for this year was to get to 100. So we're only 5 more subscribers away. So if you know somebody that haven't subscribed yet, or if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. We're almost to 100, and that way I can move my goal up to 200 subscribers for my sports podcast. We're only getting better and better. I guarantee you, one day my sports podcast will be one of the best on YouTube, and I say that with 1,000% confidence in me. So just please do that, and we're almost to 100, so we're getting there. I guarantee before the end of next month in March, we're gonna be at 100. So stay tuned. And also, I have my logo now for my channel right here. If you can see, if you go to my channel, you look at the profile picture, you'll see this logo right here, and this is my logo for my sports podcast. A friend of mine named Emily, who works for the Columbus River Dragons, she drew this for me, and I had another friend that digitalized this picture, so we finally have a logo on my channel. So we getting the channel together. I'm gonna get a better banner to go along with this logo. But yes, this is the logo for my sports podcast. Let me know what y'all think, if y'all like it or not. I think it's real nice, and it really brings out my my sports podcast. Got my name in it, Mike. I got hockey logo, baseball, football, basketball, and soccer. So I really like this logo, and I hope y'all do too. Now, let's get into today's show. First off, let's talk about the fight that happened yesterday in Saudi Arabia between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul. Tommy Fury they're both undefeated. He ended up beating Jake Paul by split decision in 8 rounds. It was an 8-round fight. It went the distance. The fight could have went either way. I feel like Tommy, he started off strong. He dominated the first 2 rounds, and Jake came back and got him. He dropped Tommy Fury in the 7th, 8th round, but Tommy Fury got back up quickly and stood his ground. Both fighters lost a couple points, but I feel like the ref did lose control of that fight a couple times. So I feel like it was a little bit too much hugging, but it was a great fight. Jake Paul, I feel like he's legit. He's not just no YouTuber. He's a legit pro boxer, and I feel like people need to start taking him serious. Yeah, he can be a little cocky, but I feel like he's a legit boxer. And Tommy Fury is a legit good boxer himself. He's a pro, undefeated, the younger brother of the heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury. So that was a real good fight there. Next, the XFL season has started. We just finished off week 2. Week 3 will be this week, around Thursday, Friday. So that'd be week 3. So the season of XFL has gone on. It's just started. So those of you that's sad that college football is over or the NFL season is over, we have football with the XFL, and then we also have the USFL starting in April. So football is not gone. Also, the Atlanta United defeated San Jose 2-1 in the season opener, in the MLS season opener at Atlanta. So they won that game. Next, our main topic for the show is some hockey and baseball, but we're gonna start off with some hockey. The FPHL, which my Columbus River Dragons play in, is the internship I do for the Columbus River Dragons. The season is getting closer to an end. It ends in April. The playoffs start April 21st, and I'm gonna tell y'all the standings right now. Right now, for those fans who are Columbus River Dragons fans here in Columbus, Georgia, we are in first place with 31 wins, 6 losses, and 3 games in overtime. We have 90 points overall. Second team behind us is the Carolina Thunderbirds with 30 wins, 8 losses, and 2 overtime games. And then you got the Motor City Rockers with 21 wins, 13 losses, and 6 overtime games. And then Port Huron Prowlers with 21 wins, 18 losses, and 3 overtimes. And then, of course, you got the Mississippi Seawolves in last place with 9 wins, 26 losses, and 4 overtime. That's the excuse my pronunciation, Continental Division. Now I'm going on to the Empire Division. The Danbury hat tricks are 36-5. Well, 30 wins, 6 losses, 5 games in overtime, 88 points. Birmingham Black Bears, 26 wins, 11 losses, 3 games in overtime. Watertown Wolves, 17 wins, 20 losses, 2 games in overtime. Then you got Elmira Mammoth, 12 wins, 24 losses, and 5 games in overtime. Then you got Delaware Thunder with only 4 wins, 33 losses, and 3 games in overtime. So playoffs getting closer. Most teams have, like us, we clinched the playoff berth already because we're number 1 overall in the FPHL. So the playoffs start April 21st. So get ready, fans. I feel like the River Dragon team is a real great team overall. You got players like Thomas Allsworth, Josh Petrantonio. You got Jay Crute, Kurt Underwood. You got Greco. So Josh LaBelle. You got real great players on this team, and I feel like they did come up short because Watertown Wolves, they won it last year. They won the championship last year. But I feel like this team is a real great team. They signed great players in the offseason, made some great trades. And I feel like this team will go on to win the championship. I don't see how they lose. Now, it do be times where 2 weeks ago when we played the Delaware Thunder where we will end up playing down to lesser competition where, like, Delaware Thunder, the worst team in the league, and we'll lose to them when we should beat them, but we bounced back and won 2 out of the 3 games that weekend. So, like I said, that's a little hockey right there for the FPHL. So, as season's getting closer to an end, only like 8 games left, home games left, and then, of course, a few games left on the road, and then the playoffs start April 21st. So, watch out for that. Now, as far as the NHL, we are going to look at the playoff standings for the NHL. Now, the Western standings, we're going to start with the Central. Dallas Stars are number 1 seed. Then you got the Winnipeg Jets, Minnesota Wild. Then the Pacific, you got the Vegas Golden Knights, Los Angeles Kings, Edmonton Oilers. The wild card are Seattle Kraken and the defending champs, Colorado Avalanche. Now, the Colorado Avalanche won it, like I said, are the defending champs. They won the championship last year. So this year they're still a good team, but I don't think they're as good as it was last year. So now the Eastern standings we got Atlantic. We got the Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leaf, Tampa Bay Lightning, the Metro, if I'm pronouncing this right, Politanian. We got the Carolina Hurricane, New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers. Wild card teams are the New York Islanders and the Buffalo Sabres. So that's all the playoff standings for the Eastern and Western. Now, my predictions, if, like I said, the playoffs started today, I can see the Boston Bruins coming out the East and going to the Stanley Cup Final because they are the best team in the NHL, and they are on pace to win 60 games, which is most all time. And like I said, and then for the Western, I don't know, but you know what? I do know. I'm going with my Seattle Kraken. I feel like even though we're in the wild card seeding right now, we will come out and face the Boston Bruins in the Stanley Cup Final. So that's my prediction right there, folks. So all hockey fans for the NHL, these right now are the playoff standings for the NHL, for the Western and the Eastern conferences of the NHL now. So that be coming up also. Now we also got some more news for those baseball fans out there. The MLB season is coming up. Now we are in spring training, so basically like preseason. So the regular season doesn't start till next month, March 30th. That's when the season starts. But right now we are in spring training, and teams are either in Arizona or in Florida. So, but we got some couple games that happened. We got check it up on here, a couple scores right now. Like today we have the Cardinals playing the Mets. The Cardinals lead the Mets 12-4 in the bottom of the 8th. The Baltimore Orioles lead the Tampa Bay Rays lead the Baltimore Orioles 14-2. The bottom of the 9th, the Philadelphia Phillies lead the Pirates 9-7 in the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 3rd, the Cleveland Guardians lead the Chicago Cubs 2-0. Top of the 3rd, the Colorado Rockies lead the Oakland Athletics 3-0. Top of the 3rd, Rangers lead the Cincinnati Reds 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd, the Seattle Mariners are tied with the Chicago White Sox 1-1. The Milwaukee Brewers trail the Kansas City Royals 3-0 in the top of the 4th. We also have here the Chicago Cubs and the Arizona Diamondbacks tied at 0 at the top of the 4th. The LA Dodgers and the trail the San Diego Padres 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd, Los Angeles Angels lead the San Francisco Giants 2-0. And we got a couple more games. We got another game coming with the New York Yankees taking on the Detroit Tigers. Now, for my prediction for this, upcoming MLB season, I know the Houston Astros are the defending champs, and I hate to speak on them because I feel like they're cheaters. Getting caught cheating back in against the Yankees or the Dodgers in the World Series. I think the Dodgers. And I feel like once a cheater, always a cheater. And stealing hand signs, especially at home. So I can't respect organization like that really too much. But I feel like the Atlanta Braves, watch out for the Atlanta Braves. I feel like the Atlanta Braves, they won it 2 years ago. And I feel like they're going to be a great contender this year. You got the New York Mets, the Yankees. I don't know. I feel like the Yankees could be a strong contender. If Aaron Judge has another great season like he did last year, he's the reigning American League MVP. He had 62 home runs last year, which tied a record. Broke the record for the New York Yankees single season home run record in the American League also. But I feel like the American League, the Yankees are one of the favorites, along with the Astros. Yankees are favorites. The National League, I feel like the Braves, the Mets are the favorites. Even though the Mets did choke last year, I feel like that gotta suck, winning over 100 games and then losing it. Now they had like a 20-game lead over the Braves by the time the All-Star break had hit. Then the Atlanta Braves took off and ended up winning the division for 4 or 5 straight years in a row now. The Atlanta Braves have won the National League East division. So I feel like the Atlanta Braves are an organization that deserves to be taken seriously, especially with Acuna back from injury. You got Matt Olson and you got Austin Riley still in that lineup. So I feel like the Atlanta Braves bring some firepower, and they're going to bring it this year at Truist Park. You're going to see a lot of games won at Truist Park this season. And, I feel like the Atlanta Braves will come out the National League and represent in the World Series. And I will have I got the Yankees coming out the American League, so I got the Yankees and the Braves in the World Series. That's my prediction before this upcoming season starts. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all can check out these spring training games on the MLB.com website. Also, a couple games. There's a couple games that's coming on like to the next couple days. You got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So every other day you got some spring training games coming on. So stay tuned for that. And again, like I said, we almost to 100 subscribers. And I feel like I'm very, very, very proud of myself. But I couldn't do it alone without family, friends, even strangers that I don't know well, taking a chance on me, believing in me, supporting me. So, and like I said, the girl that drew this logo for me, Emily, I just want to give a shout out to her. She is a girlfriend of River Dragons player number 19, Thomas Allsworth. She drew this for me, and I will always be grateful for that. Always be grateful for Thomas. He's a superstar player who plays for the River Dragons organization, and I feel like without her or him, I wouldn't be able to continue to grow as a journalist / analyst at all. So I appreciate her, and we're just gonna keep going up from here. So I appreciate all of that. In today's episode, we're gonna Alex, I wanted to talk a little bit more about hockey and baseball and a few other things like the fight last night between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, and also talk about a little bit of soccer. So, yeah. And again, stay tuned. We're gonna have more and more topics, more and more sports. We're gonna talk about more news. And yeah, like I said, I appreciate all y'all. And y'all stay tuned for another episode of Cameron Sports Podcast. This is the host, Cameron Lindsay, signing out. And I'll catch y'all next week.